In 1 John chapter 4 verse 18, John writes, "There is no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear, because fear has to do with punishment. The one who fears is not made perfect in love." Today, we're talking about refusing to live in fear. If you are on our Facebook page at the Village Church at World Golf Village, Pastor Allen will continue on this topic tomorrow. Pastor Mike will add some more on Wednesday, and then on Thursday, the Word for You Today devotional will wrap it up. If you need a copy of the Word for You Today, please be sure and let us know. Joyce Meyer tells the story of how advice columnist Ann Landers used to receive about 10,000 letters every single month. When she was asked to name the most common problem in her readers' lives, she said, "Fear. People are afraid of losing their health, their wealth, and their loved ones. People are afraid of life itself." If you allow it to, fear will control you. 1 John 4:18 tells us that fear has to do with punishment, or as the New King James Version puts it, fear involves torment. And until the power of fear is broken, it will keep on tormenting you. When fear rules your life, you cannot enjoy anything that you do, and you certainly can't enjoy God's blessings. Dr. Carolyn Leaf says that fear triggers more than 1,400 known physical and chemical responses and activates more than 30 different hormones and neurotransmitters. Fear is at the root of all of our stress. That's not a good thing. And now, when fear causes a stress reaction in us, it actually marinates our body in toxic chemicals. And this, of course, is terribly unhealthy, and it's threatening to our physical well-being. The fear of not being accepted by others can make you develop a phony personality, stifling your true self and hiding who God made you to be. The fear of failure will prevent you from trying new things or stretching yourself to do more than you feel comfortable doing. And the fear of the future can cause you not to enjoy your life today. Fear is a spirit, and it doesn't come from God. In Paul's second letter to Timothy, in chapter 1, verse 7, Paul writes, "For the Spirit God gave us does not make us timid, but gives us power, love, and self-discipline." Or, as many of you have learned from the King James Version, or maybe from the Christian band Petra, God hasn't given us a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. Reject the spirit of fear. Draw on God's power and believe that He loves you unconditionally, and begin to exercise the sound mind that He has given you. So today, refuse to live in fear. And a few closing thoughts for today. First of all, fear can stop us from having so many experiences that God wants for us and that God can use in our lives. Working with students, I see this over and over, particularly when it comes to summer Christian camps. It's amazing how many different camps are out there for our kids. And, they go to surf camps, and they go to marine science camps, they go to football camps, soccer camps, basketball camps, music camps, fine arts camps, all kind of camps. But when it comes to Christian camps, they're afraid. I don't know what they're afraid of. Maybe they're afraid that God's going to speak into their lives. But we have such a hard time getting students to register for Christian camps. And yet almost everybody that I know that has had an explosion of faith in their life can pinpoint it back to an experience that they had at summer camp. Summer camp is so vitally important for our kids as they grow up to get to know Christ better. And yet so many times our fear of missing out on something else, or our fear of not knowing what might happen, keeps us from having those experiences. And then we see the people who overcome their fears and just go forward. Last night we had Winona Avenue here. Two guys who love the Lord, who love music, and love to share messages of hope for kids all over the place. They don't make a lot of money. They get rejected a lot. They send out a whole lot of emails and make phone calls to different venues and churches and places, and they constantly hear no, 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 no. But they keep going. You might think the life of a musician on the road could be a fun thing. But these guys spend most of their time living out of their van, sleeping on a mattress in the back of a van. It's not a glamorous life. But they're not afraid of the rejection. They're not afraid of nights when 15 or 20 people show up. They're not afraid of maybe not ever making it big. They're faithful to what God's called them to do and what they love to do. And they love what they're doing. I admire that. I love what they're doing. And I hope you'll be praying for Winona Avenue as they continue the tour of their Southeast. Their biggest need, the transmission in their van is not in great shape. And so we need to pray them home over the next month. And just pray for them, pray for their van that it all holds together. And then, as a basketball fan, how can you not be inspired by what's going on at Florida Atlantic University? Little school in Boca Raton, never won an NCAA tournament game until this year. And they have been facing the Giants game after game. And they're going full speed ahead. They're not intimidated by the circumstances, by their opponents. They fall behind and they just keep pressing on, playing their game, doing what they know they're supposed to do. And they keep winning, and they keep winning. And here they are in the Final Four. What a great story. They haven't let fear hold them back. And they have gone farther than any team in school history. And so I love stories like that. I love when folks overcome their fears and then see what happens as they press on toward what God has called them to do. So I hope they inspire you as well. And so let's face our fears. Let's reject the power of fear in our lives. I hope that you'll join Pastor Allen tomorrow on our Facebook page at the Village Church at World Golf Village as he continues on this series on fear. And remember these words from Joshua 1:9. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. That's a great word for us today. So have a great day and a great week, and I'll see you again on Friday.